Patrick McNeil joined now by Cape Breton Eagles forward Jude Campbell. Time to get to know Jude a little bit with some questions, some of which are hockey, some of which are not. We'll start with the hockey one, though. Jude, what is an NHL arena that you would love to visit that you've never been to?
Probably the Prudential Center. It looks pretty cool, and I think they're building a new facility too, so it'd be pretty cool to visit. Looks like a cool atmosphere.
Did Cam Squires tell you any stories about it yet?
Not yet, but hopefully in a couple weeks I'll hear some.
This is a question sort of personalized to you. What's the best Timbit at Tim Hortons? I hear they're pretty good.
Sour cream glazed all the way.
That's a pretty good selection. Not going to argue that. Like to ask the guys this one, what is the funniest thing you've seen at a hockey game, whether it was a game you were playing in or a game you were watching as a fan?
In midget, I was playing in a game and I was skating by the other team's bench, and they actually pulled me into the bench. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Just someone reached over and just pulled you in?
Yeah.
What happened when you got in the bench?
They just started punching me.
No black eyes from that one?
No, that's when we had cages, so.
A good story to tell, nonetheless. It came up last year. Jude's into horse racing. If you get the opportunity to own your own horse, what is the horse going to be called?
That's a tough one. I don't know. It all depends on if the horse is a guy or a girl. And if I was in an ownership group, probably with some buddies, we'd have to decide.
I'm not sure how much you follow Triple Crown and whatnot. Who was the Detroit Red Wings player that had a horse named after? It was in the Kentucky Derby. Does this ring any bells?
I don't think so. I don't really follow thoroughbreds, just standardbreds.
Oh, okay. It was a European player. I just can't remember who it was, though, off the top of my head. What is it, Jude's favorite Q rink to play in?
Probably Halifax. It's always a wicked atmosphere to play in. Lots of people probably say their hometown, but for me, I actually don't really like playing in front of, I don't know, I found last year I got really nervous and just didn't have a good game, but hopefully it'll be better this year.
Jude Campbell will be vetoing any trades to the Charlottetown Islanders. He doesn't want the pressure of playing on his home island. That's fair. What is your first memory of using social media? Earliest thing you can remember about it?
Probably the app Kick. It used to be like an app where you and your buddies would have like a group chat. I think it got banned or something, but that's probably my first memory. Using like an iPad or something.
Yeah, was that through Facebook? That seems
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a kid's messenger. I seem to recall that in the fuzzy memory pile. In your time playing in the QMJHL, who's the toughest defenseman you've had to play against so far?
Probably Noah Warren. He's always tough to play against. He's huge and he's got a long stick. And just when you go in the corner with him, you're just kind of hoping you don't get ran over. Or obviously, you want to win the battle, but he's really tough to play against.
I feel Bejin said him too. Someone else mentioned him. It makes sense. High NHL draft pick, big guy. That's not surprising. Does Jude Campbell have a favorite jacket that he likes to wear?
I have my Eagles jacket. I like wearing that. It's pretty warm. It's big, so I like wearing that.
The gear the team's come out with the last few years is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like to ask questions like this to test the guy's memory to see how far the hockey historian mind goes back. What can Jude Campbell tell me, if anything, about Ryan Smith? Do you remember him? NHL player.
Name sounds familiar. Not really sure if I can put a face to it. Did he play for New Jersey? No?
No, I don't believe
so.
Thinking of the wrong guy. He played for a Canadian team primarily. Can you guess who it was?
Ottawa?
It was Edmonton. He was known for playing for Edmonton and represented Canada internationally a lot and won a gold at the Olympics and actually played a few games with the Cape Breton Oilers as well. You're going to age all the hockey fans listening in that remember his NHL career fondly, but that's the reason we do this. If Jude Campbell was trapped on a deserted island and you could only have one item, what would it be?
Probably ketchup.
Interesting.
If I have to eat something, and I know I got ketchup to take the taste away.
Very strategic. It was someone else. It might have been Bejin again that said he puts ketchup on a lot. That's one of those debates that always comes up on the road. Certain foods you get, half the guys, like when shepherd's pie comes out, half the guys are ketchup, half the guys aren't. That's all for part 1 of 10 questions with Eagles forward Jude Campbell. You're listening to the intermission of Celtic Kubota, Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.